Hello and welcome to Humzabaan. My name is Tanzeel Rahman. In the previous lessons, we had looked at Urdu alphabets in more detail. We also looked at how those alphabets are grouped based on their shapes or based on their sounds. Today, we are going to look in detail about the changing shapes of the letters. And you will find that depending on whether a letter is in the beginning or in the mid or in the end, the shape of the letter could be very different. And this causes a lot of understanding issues when people are trying to read, because identifying the right letter based on its shape, whether it is in the beginning or in the middle or in the end, is very, very important for us to be able to read. Now, there are two key aspects. There are some letters which would always connect with subsequent letters. And unlike English, where you can write a word without the letters connecting to each other, they can all stand separately and still the word would be formed. But in Urdu, the letters would connect to the subsequent letters. Now, most letters do that, and we will look at it in more detail. Some letters do not connect with the subsequent letters. For example, Aleph, or the letters of the Dal family, or the letters in the Re family, or Vav, for example, does not connect to the subsequent letter. But all other letters connect to the subsequent letter. So we will see how those shapes look when a particular letter appears in the beginning, or appears in the middle, or appears in the end, right? So please have a lot of focus on this. We will go through each letter separately, try and understand the rules of how it appears in the beginning, mid, and in the end. One thing to understand is that by and large, depending on their shapes, whether they are part of Bay group, whether they're part of Jim group, whether they're part of Dal group or Ray group, the behavior is similar, all right? So if you look at it here, we're looking at the first letter, which is Aleph. Aleph has this shape that you see on the screen in the beginning. Now, Aleph's shape remains similar, whether it is in the beginning, if you see here, or in the middle. So the first word here is Amn, in which Alif appears in the beginning. The second word is Naam, in which the Alif appears in the middle. And the third word here is Fana, where the Alif appears in the end. And you will find that the shapes, whether it is in the beginning, or it is in the middle, or it is in the end, is very, very similar. And it retains the shape most of the time. That's one key behavior of Alif. If we go to the Bay family, and we will see it across all different letters in the Bay family, their behavior is very simple. So you see the letter Bay here, which is on top. We have put three words here, which is one which starts with Bay, the second where the Bay is in the middle, and the third where Bay is in the end. And you will find the first word here is called But, and the letter Bay is in the beginning, and the shape is like this. There it truncates. So it truncates after the initial part of Bay, and a nokta is there in the below. Similarly, if you go to the second word here called Sabak, the Bay is in the middle, and you will find that again it truncates and with a nokta below. But in the third word, where the Bay is in the end, which is Tab, the full Bay appears. So, which essentially means that if Bay is in the beginning or in the middle, it will get truncated. And it will can be identified based on the small shape and the nokta below. And when it is in the end, it will retain its shape, right? So this is what is the behavior of Bay. You will find a similar behavior with most of the Bay group letters, okay? So if we go on and look at, for example, Pay, and here I have put three words, one which starts with Pay, Palak, the second word Lapak, where Pay is in the middle, and Tadap, where Pay is in the end. In the first one, the Pay, you will find that it truncates, and the shape is truncated with three noktas below. In Lapak, the Pay truncates, it is in the middle with three noktas below. In the Tadap, the Pay will retain its shape fully, right? Similar thing you will see is applicable not just for Bay, Pay, but also, for example, Te. Te, the first word here that we see is Tab. It truncates. The second word here is Kitab. It truncates. So you find that there is a truncated Te. And The third word is baat, where it retains its shape. And you will find the similar elements in the letter te, which you can identify with this special symbol on top. We have three words with te, one called tal, where the te appears in the beginning, it truncates. The second one where the te appears in the middle, which is atak, again it truncates. And the third one, which is lapat, in this the te retains its shape fully, right? So that's how the behavior of this group. You find the same thing going forward with say. You have with say we have three words: samar, nasr, and abbas. Now in samar, the say truncates, and you can identify that with the truncated samar here, or truncated say, three noktas on top. Nasr, you have again a truncated sa. So you have noon, say, and re, and say truncates here. Third word, which is abbas, in this sa appears fully in the end. And this is how the Bay group behaves: truncates in the beginning, truncates in the middle, and retains the shape in the end. Now, if we go to the second group, which is the Jeem group, it also follows very similar method as the Bay group. So if you see here, we have three words here with Jeem. We have the first one called Jurm, where the Jeem is in the beginning. It truncates, and the shape is something like this. Sometimes you would write like this. Basically, just to, if you see here, you write like this. So this maintains its head, and there is a nokta below. You have the second one here, which is called mujrim, and if you see here, it truncates in the middle and it retains the central shape of this, of which is its neck, is part of the neck with the nokta below. And in the end, the word here is called ilaj. The Jeem retains its full shape. Same behavior as we saw with the Bay group is also with the Jeem group. And you find here with Jeem. Same story will be repeated for Che. So here we have three words here, Chaman. In Chaman, you will find that Che is truncated in the beginning. And if you would see here, it is now slightly more better in terms of that loop is not closed and the loop is open. And you will see the three noktas below. In Machal, which is the second word, Che appears in the middle and it truncates from the middle. And in the third one, which is called Kharch, it retains its shape fully, right? So this is how the behavior of this group, and same thing will get repeated for Hey. Hey, we have got three words here, one called Halaq. Halaq, you will see similar to Jeem. It's retained. The only thing is the nokta is missing. Mahal, in Mahal, you will find that it is centrally, you have Hey, and it retains here. And in the third word, which is called Nikah, you will find that Hey retains its shape fully, right? So in the similar fashion, we keep moving. You will find the other one, which is the letter Khe, and we have got the first word, which is called Kharab. And in Kharab, it truncates in the beginning, and you can identify with the nokta on top. In the second one, which is called Fakhr, it is in the truncating in the middle, and you can identify it with the nokta on top, and this part, which is middle part of Khe. And then you have the third one, which is Shakh, where it retains its shape fully. That's the behavior of the Jeem group, and we found it for both Bay group and Jeem group, the same theory, with that it retains, it truncates in the beginning, it truncates in the middle, and it retains its shape in the end. Now we will just look at Dal group. Now, if you see Dal group, it is Dal retains its shape everywhere. And similar to Aleph, it does not connect with any subsequent letter. So if you see here, whether it is in the beginning, for example, in Dar, or in the middle, whether it is in Fida, and the third, which is Yad, in all three, more or less the shape remains same. Sometimes when you write in the middle, it takes a slight form like Re, but it still keeps that curve here, which helps you identify that this is Dal. And you can write it without that bit of angle, and you can keep it completely curved so that it looks dal. So that's not an issue at all. But this is how the dal behaves, and the same behavior is mimicked by the other two members of the family, which is dal. So you will find here dal, the letter in the word dar, you will find that it appears in the beginning, in the middle, which is in nidar, and in the third word, which is umad, it appears similarly. So very similar representation, does not change the shape, whether beginning or middle or in the end. And if we go and check the same thing with zal, so zal also follows the similar pattern. You have the first word here called zara, and in that you will find ze appearing in the same. The second one is called azan. Again, it appears similar. In the third one, which is shaz, also it appears similar. So the same behavior for the dal family, that looks same in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, and you can easily recognize it. Same rule is followed by the Ray family, the way the dal family behaves, which is it retains its shape in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. So if you see with Ray, we have a word here called raz, and in raz it starts with Ray, retains the shape. In the middle, we have got parvaz, so it appears in the middle, retains its shape. And in the end, we have got mazar, and it appears and keeps the shape the way it is keeping for Ray. Same thing for Ray. So if you see Ray here, it is used always in the middle. You have no word starting with Ray. So in this case, we have karva, and Ray is in the middle, retaining its shape, and we have got bhid, in which it is again retaining its shape in the middle. Slight bit of variation, but you can still identify it because more or less it remains the same. Same is true for the other two letters, which is they. So we have got zakhm, where it starts with they, same shape, mazar, where it is in the middle, and parvaz, where it is in the end. And all places retain the shape. Similarly, for J, we have the first word, which is Zala, in which the letter Z appears similarly. And we have got next one, this is Ajdaha, where also it maintains the same shape. So again, the rule the Dal family follows, same rule is followed by Ray family as well. And the letters retain their shape in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, right? We just move over. Now, this is slightly tricky. So you will find this is seen. Now, seen, like the Bay family, truncates in the beginning and in the middle, and keeps or retains its shape in the end. You will understand seen, which looks like this, by what we call as shoshas, or basically these sections which are representing the part of scene. So that is what looks like in the beginning. In the middle also, it keeps those shoshas, or those middle parts that is visible here. But in the end, for example, this word called sans, we have got seen in the end, and it retains its shape fully. So all three, whether sabak, it has a truncated view. It is ghusl, where it is in the middle and it is a truncated view. In sans, it has got a full view. Now, if you move to same logic is followed by sheen. So you will find sheen similar to seen, but obviously three noktas on top. So you know it is sheen. So sharm, it is truncating in the beginning. Nashr, it is truncating in the middle. And farsh, it is retaining its shape fully. All right. So same logic applies to Saad and Zod. They truncate in the beginning. So sabr. So sabr, for example, if you see here, you have Saad, which gets truncated. This is the original shape, but it truncates in the beginning. Then the same truncated shape in the middle, which is fasl, and it retains the shape in the end, which is khas, right? So that's how typically you are maintaining Saad and Zod. You can go look at Zad, for example. It has got the similar shape in the beginning, truncates. In the middle, Muzir, it truncates. In the end, gharz, it retains its shape, right? So same logic with toy. No, so this is again different. So toy will not follow the sad and zad rule. Toy mostly would maintain its shape. So for example, it is the first letter. This first word is called tarah. In tarah, toy has retaining its original shape. The second word here is Qatar. In Qatar, toy retains its original shape. In the third word, it's called Ghalat, and toy is retaining its original shape. So toy follows the logic for dal group or re group or alif by maintaining its shape in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Same logic applied by Zoe. So, for example, whether Zoe appears in the beginning as in Zulm, or appears in the middle in Nazm, or appears in the end in Ghaliz, it is maintaining its shape all through. Right? So that's what with toy. Now, next one can take a special shape, right? So, for example, we are having an. And an in the beginning truncates. So you see here, it truncates. So its wrench-like head is available as the in the when it is in the beginning. So the word here is ilm. This is the an. Then you have lam, and then we have meme. So ilm. When an comes in the middle, for example, we have this word called bad, where an comes in the middle. Here, it is taking a slightly different shape, and it is no longer open, but that loop is slightly closed, and you have to understand that this is an. But in the end, and maintains its shape. It's called shuru, right? So this is how it moves. So now we move to letter Ghan, which will follow the similar model as letter An. So you have Ghubar, the first word. In Ghubar, if you see, it truncates, keeping the initial head. In the middle, the word is SHAKL, and in here you will find that it has taken a different, slightly different shape, but nokta makes it ghan. And in the end, it is keeping the shape as it is, which is bagh. The same logic is maintained here. We have similar logic for the other set of letters as well. So the first here we have got fe. Now in fe, similar to the bay group, it will truncate in the beginning. The word here is fana, and you will find that the fana you can identify it by this truncated part of fe with nokta on top. And here you will find we have nafa, which is the second word, wherein you will find only the fe taking a slightly different view. So you just see this inverted loop, and you can identify with the nokta on top that this is fe. This is again taking a slightly different shape, and in the end, it is maintaining the shape, right? So that's fana. If we go to the second one, which is the next one, which is qaf, qaf almost similar to fe. So if you see here in the beginning, it is very, very similar to fe. The only thing is there are two noktas instead of one nokta. In the middle, it is taking exactly the fe shape, but there are two noktas to say it is qaf. So this is qalam, where it is in the beginning. This is naql, where it is in the middle. And the third one called sabaq, it is in the end and it is retaining the shape, right? So this is how the fe and qaf are done. Now kaf, again, it'll be slightly tricky in the middle. So kaf, if you see here, this is the original shape of kaf. In the beginning, it truncates and keeps its initial part. In here, for example, this is kaf in kitab. In the second word, we have nikal. Here, kaf is in the middle. And it is taking the original shape, but it is kind of creating a loop like this. So this is the way for you to identify that in the middle, fe, kaf, gaf, all of them create this loop. But kaf has got this shape that you have here also appearing as part of this. So this is kaf. Similarly, in the end, which is in chamak, it maintains or it keeps the shape, right? That's how the kaf's behavior is. Gaf follows the same thing. The only thing is gaf will have that additional view. So in here, in the word called garm, gaf is in the beginning and it truncates. In the middle, it kind of retains its shape more or less. Unlike kaf, in kaf you had that loop, but in case of gaf you do not have the loop that kaf has in the middle. But you can identify that this is gaf based on these two dashes that you see here. And in the third word here called marg, Gaf appears in the end, maintains or retains its shape, right? So that's how the Kaf and Gaf behave. Then we have Lam. And Lam, there is a possibility of getting confused with Alif. Because when it truncates, Lam also truncates. So it truncates in here, and it truncates in the middle, and it keeps the shape in the end. So there is a possibility that you may consider it to be Alif, but it has to be seen in the context. Alif will never connect with the subsequent letter. So in this word called libas, it is lam because it's also connecting with the subsequent letter be. So similarly, if it is in lam is in the middle, you have it looks like alif, but it also connects with the subsequent letter, which is jalan. And in the third word, which is misal, it is completely retaining its shape, right? So that's how the lam is written. We go to meme. Again, important for you to look at this because meme, which is its original shape is this. In the beginning, it only has its initial small handle. That's how we identify it. If it is in the middle, it keeps bit of that handle, which is here in namaz. So it is very, very important for you to understand how the meme is represented when it is in the beginning or it is in the middle. In the end, it retains the shape, so no problem identify meme in the end. Noon, very, very similar to meme, and not similar to meme, but say, for example, similar to fe, but it's again keeps the shape. So in the beginning, the word here is nazm. Noon only appears, you identify it with the single nokta here. In the middle, again, you identified with a single nokta. It just keeps a bit of its part here. For example, this is noon. So it is jins. We have jim, noon, and seen. In the end, no problem identify because noon is fully represented in this word called nishan. Right? This is how the noon's behavior is. Noon gunna is not an issue because it always appears in the end and maintains its full shape. So this word is junu, in which noon gunna is in the end. So no problem with noon gunna. Vow again maintains its shape across. So in the beginning, the word is vo, and vow is maintaining the shape. In the middle, the word is gava. Vow is maintaining the shape, and the end nahv, we have vow, which is maintaining the shape. So vow always maintains the shape, beginning, end, or middle, similar to alif, dal family, and re family, right? So this is how so far we have. Now there are again some letters which have some special representation. So we have choti he, as you see here. This is the original shape. In the beginning, it appears with a bit of a special character. So you see here, this sort of a character would appear to say this is choti he in the beginning. In the middle, and the word here was hum. So it is choti he and meme, and this is the identification for choti he. In the middle, the choti he appears similar to when it is appearing in the beginning, but you have again this character for you to identify that this is choti he. Choti he, when it appears in the end, has two different representations. One when it connects with the preceding letter, the other when it does not connect with the preceding letter. So for example, in this word called jumla, lam and choti he appear. Jim, meme, lam, and choti he. When lam connects with choti he, this is the small portion which is represented as choti he. While in this word, which is ma, alif does not connect with the subsequent letter. So choti he is a standalone, so it retains its original shape. So it's slightly more nuanced, but once you understand this, you will be able to relate and we will be able to identify, right? We have dochashmi he, which appears obviously always in the beginning or in the end. So normally it would keep its dochashmi shape. So if you see here, this is the word called dhuan, in which it appears in the middle, and this is the word called doodh, in which it appears in the end, and both the places the shapes are similar. All right. So now if we move ahead with choti ye and badi ye. So choti ye again can have slightly different shape. So in the beginning, it would appear, and this is unusual because choti ye is not written with noktas. When you look at the actual shape of the letter, this is not written with with noktas. But when it appears in the beginning and in the middle, then it appears with two noktas below. This is the shape that you see here. This is choti ye. Similarly, if it appears in the middle, the word here is der. It appears with two noktas in the middle. So this is the way to identify that it is choti ye. This is very important for you to understand because this is used across all kind of words. And once you remember that two noktas below with this shape is choti ye. So yad and der. But in the end, when it appears, it maintains a shape. For example, dahi, it is keeping its shape, right? So this is how the choti ye appears. Now coming on to badi ye, which usually comes in the end, it would maintain its shape, which is this shape that you see here. So this is the word a, and this is the word mile, in which both you will find that is keeping the shape, right? So this is the rules. This is very important to understand because in English, this is not a problem. In English, every letter stands alone, and you're not worried about the different shapes that it takes. But in Urdu, every letter can take a different shape depending on its position, and that's why once you understand this and thoroughly recognize these variations, you are able to read the words very, very clearly. Now, again, just to summarize the rules, there are letters which retain their shape always. Alif, dal, zal, dal, re, re, ze, je, toe, zoe, vav, do chashmi, and badiye. Letters that truncate in beginning and middle and retain their shape in the end. Bay family, Jim family, Sin family, Swad family, An family, Fe, Qaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, choti he, and choti ye. Now, there are some which take slightly different shapes, unusual. We saw it. An, ran, choti he, choti ye, kaf, gaf, right? And there are obviously letters that do not connect with the subsequent letters. We saw it very well. Aleph, Dal family, Re family, and Vav. So these are the rules. Very, very important for you to thoroughly review it. You can go back to the app, Humzabaan app on Android and iOS. See the section that what we call as SHAKL. And in that, you can thoroughly practice it, review each letter separately, how it appears, and then you can take quizzes and perfect your learning as a precursor to reading words and starting your reading. Thank you so much for your time. Keep learning.